we're here, just for simplicity, let's make this a call option. If I'm delta hedging, if I want to be delta neutral, I need to short 48.33 shares if I sold one of these call options. Because if the price moves just by 1 cent, my option is going to gain in value. The option that's, let me see. Yeah, the option that I sold. Sure. No, I need to buy, not short. I'm sorry. The option that I sold is going to lose 0.4833 cents, right? Because that's the change in the value of contract when price moves by 1 cent. But if I bought 48.33 shares, when the price goes up by 1 cent, I'm going to make exactly that money. So I'm neutral. The trouble is that's kind of a very local property, being neutral. It's fleeting. You're neutral only at that moment. Let's say price went up to 25. Delta now is 80.37. Okay. But I had only 48.33 cents, right? 48.33 shares. I'm no longer delta neutral. From now on, if the price goes up by 1 cent, my option that I sold, I'm going to be losing 0.80 cents on it roughly, but I'm making only 0.48 cents on the stocks that I bought. So I have a deficiency, which means as delta changes, I need to change my hedge ratio. The trouble is that costs money, especially there's a whiplash. Okay, it went up to 80, then suddenly it decided to go back to 22. Now, you were delta neutral at 25, you had 80 shares. When it comes down to 22, you're supposed to have only 36 shares. Well, what's going to happen to the difference, which is 44 shares? You bought those 44 shares when the price was 25, but it's now 22. So you lost money on that. And if it keeps going back and forth like that, that's called the whiplash. That is the extent of the gamma exposure. So if possible, you want to do something that is delta gamma neutral. And we're going to figure out how to do that. But let's calculate the other Greeks. One of the Greeks that we're going to, again, let me calculate this from here. And we're going to call this theta. Theta is the equivalent of the letter T in Greek alphabet. T is for time. Okay. What theta does, I'm going to get rid of these deltas. It calculates the change in the value of the option when 1 day passes. Okay. Leave everything else same. So nothing happens in the market except time passes. When you have less than 1 day left, the theta we're going to calculate is not going to mean much, but in general it will. So I'm going to calculate the value when, which one was the date argument? 7. So I'm going to add 1 more day, one less, yeah, 1 more day, 1 less day. Yeah. I'm pretending everything being the same except this option is going to expire on a Thursday. So it's expiring 1 day earlier. That's kind of tricking the function to think that one day has passed. If tomorrow morning I can't make this calculation, my I time thing that I calculate is going to be one day less. So that means, uh, actually, I should do it this way. -1, the price that we would see tomorrow versus price we would see now. And that's just for the price. And I'm going to multiply the whole thing by 100. Think of it this way. I mean, right now, this is 53 cents, right? Let's go back to our original number, 22.75. Right now, it's 85 cents. So if I bought this option or if I sold this option, I would get 85. If I bought it, I would pay 85. Let's change the date. 2/29 is one day earlier. It's 80 cents. So it should be 5. Why is this data giving me a different number? Let me figure that out. Oh, no, 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 yeah, it's less time left. Oh, you guys are not telling me that I multiplied by 100 only the second one, not the difference. Okay, now it makes sense. Okay. That means if nothing else happens in the market, volatility stays the same, interest rate stays the same, price stays exactly the same. Just because of passage of time, this option contract is going to lose $5.42 of its value. So if you own this option contract, every day nothing happens, you lose money. That's called theta. Options are wasting assets, especially out of the money options. I mean, this option is out of the money because currently the price is below the strike price. This is a call option. If nothing happens by March 1st, you will remain out of the money and you'll make zero, right? So that means if nothing happens from now until expiration, option value should go all the way down to zero. If this was in the money, let's make it 24, okay? Option value is right now 158, but intrinsic value is $1. So the time value of the option will go down to zero over time. So next, if nothing happens, next Thursday, February 29th, this option should be trading very close to $1. There's not going to be too much time value left. This is basically saying how much money you're losing just by passage of time, right? And I'm not going to do it. Maybe we can do it as optional topic at the end of the semester. But if I'm running an option book, that's important to me. What's happening to my book's value? Which means you're going to have to do something with interest rates and stuff to handle that theta decay. Or Yeah, theta. And we're going to calculate another one. It's called Vega. This is your exposure to volatility changes. Sometimes things become uncertain, either in the market overall or more uncertain. Things are always uncertain, either in the market overall or for that stock only. For example, for options that expire relatively shortly after an earnings announcement, uncertainty is much higher because there is a discrete event. You don't know whether they're going to beat expectations, they're going to remain below, maybe they're going to give poor guidance. There's a lot of unknown, and market attaches a high volatility to that event. So for whatever reason, if when that volatility goes up, whether it's a put option or a call option, when volatility goes up, value of those options will go up. Because remember, volatility, if you have bought an option, is your friend. Because there are more chances for things to go your way. If, let's say volatility, let's think about the annual terms. Volatility is 20%. And again, for the sake of simplicity, assume that stock returns are normally distributed. And assume that you would expect a 10% return normally. The so-called empirical rule says there's a 68% chance that you will be within plus or minus one standard deviation, which means there's a 32% chance that you could be outside that. So let's calculate plus or minus one standard deviation. On the upside, 10% plus 20%, 30%. So if stock is trading at $10 now,